Today, this is the custom we're going to do, and the paint should come off pretty easy. The scotch tape took it off. We are going to do this Matchbox Mercedes 500 SEC, and we're going to turn this into Dalton's Mercedes from the movie Roadhouse. If you've not seen the movie Roadhouse, it's a good movie. I enjoy it quite a bit. This car's not in the movie a whole lot. He doesn't drive this a whole lot. If you've seen the movie, you know why he doesn't drive this a whole lot. He would probably prefer a stop sign to not get jammed through the windshield of the Mercedes. Although, if it were me, I'd rather have it jammed through this than that Buick Riviera. But anyway, this is what we're going to take apart today. This has no interior. This is a light and sound vehicle, as you can tell by the gumball lights on top. Oops. And the fact that it has no interior. So, the light and sound properties of this car are no longer in service. I don't know if this white area on the headlight is the zinc from the die cast, like maybe this thing got wet, or if the batteries have corroded inside of here. But this one actually has a metal base. A lot of the light and sound cars have plastic bases. So we're going to take this apart, and I'll show you what we're going to end up with. So this is Dalton's Mercedes from the movie Roadhouse. It was actually after the movie. Patrick Swayzee actually bought the car. So this was his personal car, and this is an actual picture of that specific car, which you can tell by the mark on the bumper there, but that doesn't matter. This is what we're going to do to that little Matchbox car. It's, I believe, the same. It's a 560 SEC. And we don't have to worry about the interior color because the Matchbox car does not have an interior, because it has electronic stuff inside of it. Gonna have to change the wheels. Now the only reason I didn't do this custom prior to now, I could not tell if this blue carried down to here or not. You know, with that piece of trim running along there, that could have just been the grass making that blue look gray like that. That is in fact gray, as I finally have figured out. So we are going, now that I know how to paint this thing, we're going to paint it. So I would like to point out, this is a different picture of that same car, and I would like to mention this is called Diamond Blue, this color of this car. It's pretty similar to Chevrolet's French Blue, but this is called Diamond Blue. And the producer, I believe is who it was, of the movie, chose this car in this color with this shade of window tint and these wheels. Now, I, for one, do not like these wheels on this car. I don't know. There's too much solid area on them, I think, for them being flat chrome. I think there's I don't know, they make the car look kind of busy. I don't care for the wheels on it. But I've got wheels that look like these wheels, close enough to make me happy. So that's what we're going to do. I believe that producer's name was Joel Silver. Yeah, so he chose everything about this car right down to the shade of the window tinting. Which I thought was kind of an interesting fact I thought I'd share with you guys about this car. So I guess this is a 500 SEC and the car in the movie is a 560. I don't know a whole lot about Mercedes, so I don't know the difference. This is close enough to suit me. I'm happy with it. Ooh, yeah, this... Oh my. Yeah. So this one, I can tell why it doesn't work. It's gotten wet to the point that the little wires coming off of the LED lights have rusted into more than one piece. So that's interesting. Yeah, this is not even usable. Not that I was going to make this car light up, but that's very surprising. So I will clean the windows. Oh, that's not even the windows. The windows are in it. Okay, this doesn't have to be in here. That's cool. I'm going to save these gumball lights. I've got some police cars that could certainly use some new gumball lights, because these things get broke a lot. So our headlights are cast into the base. I thought they were part of this plastic insert, which it would appear I need to drill out. So just like everything else, this shows signs of having been in the water. Must have happened before I had this car, because I haven't had this car all that long, maybe a year or two. I like these Matchbox wheels, but not for this project. So those will be going in the box of wheels, because they are a matching set. This needs cleaned up. Probably will paint this again. Obviously I'm going to paint it again. I'm not going to leave it like that. Now the wheels for this car come off another Matchbox. Back in the day, this was probably a Matchbox Premier. It's got very detailed seats and an engine and lights. This is a little Ferrari. Now if this was a real Ferrari and I was taking it apart for parts, the Italian mob would come and take my Ferrari back. But this is a Matchbox. I don't care what the Italian mob thinks, and I'm taking these wheels off and putting them on this car, because although this was a nice car at one time, it's grubby and chipped up and the wings mashed in, and I don't have any plans to do a custom Ferrari. So if I ever do, I have a really good interior for one, and really good windows. Yeah, this was a really nice car. Look how detailed the back end is, and the interior is very detailed, right down to the emergency brake and the stick shift. Got the pillars and the windshield wiper detailed. I mean, this was probably a Matchbox Premier back in the day, but somebody wasn't very nice to it. So these do have white letters on them, and they're not supposed to. And since they're I love white letter tires. If they're in good shape, I'd just keep them that way. But they're not in good shape. The chrome needs redone on them. Most of the white letterings wore off of the tires, so I'll probably just try to get the rest of that off of there. I'm gonna test fit these wheels, make sure they fit. I think these are gonna fit because they're the same size as the other wheels. I just want to make sure. Oh yeah, they fit. They're the same size as the other wheels, and I think they look close enough to the wheels on that car. These, I think, really would have looked better on that car, the real car. Excuse me. These have a little bit less solid area of chrome. You know, they have more spacing between the spokes. I think that's what I don't like about those chrome wheels on the movie car. I think it just doesn't have enough space, like open space between the spokes. It just looks like a big solid chrome disc. If they were painted wheels, you know, that would look alright. I like the old steel wheels on the pickup trucks and stuff, but I don't know, those chrome wheels just, to me, don't look good on that car. But these are going to look alright, I think. It's also supposed to be accurate to the movie, so I got to paint strip this, then I got to fill these holes in. I don't know if the movie car's got a windshield or not. Alright, a windshield. A sunroof or not. This appears to have a panel for a sunroof. So, I will decide whether or not I have to paint that. And, fill those holes in. And go from there. Out of the paint stripper. And, it's got some fragments between the rotary tool and the little picks and things. I think we'll get it out of there. Then we've got the base, which came out pretty well. This thing is really oxidized even under the paint. Like I said, I think this has gotten wet at some point. You can see these little white speckles here. No, you can't because the camera is not focused. Anyway, there's little white speckles where the zinc's starting to pull out of the die cast. So, definitely have to wire wheel that even though you won't see it. That way it doesn't start getting crummy everywhere. So our next step is to fill these things in, these little holes where the gumball lights were. Most people would use JB Weld. I like the Tamiya putty. It works pretty well for this sort of thing. I use that and my little tool here. This is actually for oil paint, but it works really well for the putty. I didn't even have to use that little tool. I'm gonna let this dry. Then I'm gonna smooth it out, or with, file it down. I don't have the putty filed yet because it's not dry, but I was careful and filed around it. So, got the car and the base all shiny, and that is surprisingly not pitted where the zinc was pulling out. I don't know how it's not pitted. Maybe it's just pitted in very minute divots and so I can't see. This may blow up in my face. I have no idea how the black stripe come out in comparison to the body because I didn't take tape off yet. I like to do that in front of you guys. Here's the base. The base came out good. I can see that I'm going to have to redo the paint on the car because it is coming off. Maybe just on the top. As far as the stripe goes, though, the stripe looks good. I made it darker than I should have, but every time that I tried to get it to be the right shade, it was way too light. So I just tried to make it not as light, and that was a bad thing to try to do, I guess, because now it's way too dark. But I think it looks okay, so I'm gonna leave it. So the second time around, the paint looks a little better. So I still gotta detail it. It doesn't have any taillights. So gotta do some more to it yet. So here it is all detailed out with the wheels and all the right stuff. Doesn't look very good, but for some reason they always look better apart than they do together. So I'll get it on the turntable for you guys. Like, comment, subscribe for more. Have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. and it rolls.